things normally don't go the way that you intend on them to go. Like the video that you're about to watch, which is the Still Growing sessions, and it was supposed to be a very healing session, very communal and stuff, but it got a little rocky, right? And the reason I'm shooting this outside is because, things don't always go how you intend. Like, this is the equipment that I have. I have a tripod, and I got these little mini mics. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you all is because, I want it to be a space where we really just building it together, right? And I'm going to use what I have at my disposal. That's what I've always done. I mean, if you don't already know me, right, my name's Terrence Harris. This might be the first time you ever really seeing me or meeting me online. But even if you met me in person or seen me in person, you might not really have gotten to know me. So these next set of videos that I'm going to be putting out on Substack are really so that people can see the work that we do in real life, so that it connects to the words that are being written in the articles. So I'm not going to hold you up too long. This episode is Still Growing session 0, right? This is the one that we did that was like initially supposed to be the first one, but then it didn't come out the way that we wanted to, but it's still a very worthy moment to show people that healing and community stuff don't always go the way that you intended. Just because it sounds good and just because, like it might even feel good or look good, doesn't mean that it's always good. So if nothing else, if you don't watch the whole video, check the description, check the Substack, check the link in the bio, wherever you're seeing this at. Just make sure that you do the due diligence of diving deeper into what we're doing. And if nothing else, just DM me or message me or email me and I'll give you the information you need.
Things that I can learn from, that's the way to do it, to prioritize some rest and some regeneration. But in my nervous system, they're like, nigga, you want to die? You trying to die? Okay, well, when you die, I'll see you then. Type shit. Like, go ahead.
Great question. Great question. So I'm also going to make a statement. I think it's important to receive what's happening here. All of us too, because we love that we're here talking about business in the process. But more than anything, in this conversation, I receive from you that you want to be seen, right? And a lot of us are seeing you, and we're seeing each other too in this conversation. There's a lot of stuff that what you said, even the question that DJ prompted, that I'm processing through myself. So just to add on to like a follow-up question from her, and kind of piggybacking off of your last answer, I'm curious, what are the mechanisms, or I'm using big words, what are the tools that you're using in this season to help you not only transmute that energy and that unsettledness that you feel within yourself? What are the tools that you're using to help transmute that into something as beautiful as Still Growing or your music or anything else? What are the tools that you want to lean into? If you haven't leaned into it before, like you said, you're not a heavy journaling guy, but a huge part of these, your magazine or even the QR code that we scan at the bottom, these are prompts. I think the universe is throwing things at you. I'm curious as to what tools do you plan to use, and what tools would you like to use? Because even for myself, as your brother, bro, I'm highly impressed about the work that you do. And not just about the clothing and the other community things, just how you show up. The work is how you show up. So what are the tools that you're using so that to help you show up your most authentic self, even in the challenging moments? Because that's really when it counts.
You didn't know this was going to happen, y'all.
Yeah.
No, I
should have been.
You didn't know this was going to sharpen like this.
I think I want to be real with the answer. That's why I was pausing. I didn't want to give a professional answer. I want to give because that's my dog, so I want to answer him for real. So recreation, right? Like I ain't super big on recreation. Like I be feeling like I'm worthy of it. I ain't getting enough work done yet. Like even turning on the video game feels like the productivity gods are gonna hit you with a bolt of lightning, right? So I haven't touched a video game in fucking forever. So that's something that I plan on diving back into, because as a child, like that was, it helped me develop. So because the core of what I'm, the unsettledness, it's a personal development, it's a self-development thing, right? No amount of journaling or affirmations is gonna develop for me. I have to practice and show up for the rent consistently and show up for my appointment. It's a practice of becoming. But recreation is how I'm, that's gonna be my new thing that I attempt, a new tool, as you mentioned. And allowing myself to let go of the outcome of like what my work can produce today and reassign that value of my work to who I am. Because a lot of that shit be pouring out of me. And like you said, how I show up, oftentimes, I was like a really joyful kid until like the traumatic experiences I had. So a lot of my response to my environment don't be like, I'm not showing up as me. It usually be like, oh, okay, I'm seeing an event occur, so now I'm not gonna be my normal self. Like it's a reaction. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, like you said, if I pull up and I'm comfortable, I'm a BT. It's usually when things start seeming a little bit weary of like my sustainability in this space, and my survival instinct kick in, and then I'll go duck out and go smoke a blunt. Or just, I just start getting real absent on niggas and shit, cause it's like, I don't know how long I want to be here. It's not, I don't feel good. I don't think this guy should be doing it. There's somebody over here who had raised their hand, man.
The second part of the question, I believe it was a community X of what do you need from us?
I certainly
like
did.
It was like
thank you.
It was like it may be some things that may feel out of reach that we can support you on. Some things that, I thought about this one time, or it crossed my mind one time, but that's the call to where it's like, how as a community can we show up for you? That's the other thing.
Well, I hit you up out of nowhere. I hit you up, right? I don't never hit up Freedom, right? That's not I normally do. But I knew when it was something important that was energetic, I knew to hit you. I knew this was something that you would be willing to pour into. I know you. I know your heart. I know what your intentions are. So like, I know this shit gonna sound cliche, but it's the honest answer. Like, continue to be who y'all are, because everything's not supposed to fit. Like, we ain't all supposed to be seeing each other every day, calling each other every day. That's just not a genuine connection we all have. So, even when people, I might have my like. You used a very good word, but I'm gonna just use it as when niggas be having me fucked up, right? It's like, I think that it'd be a good space for us to just be like where we are until it aligns. So what you can do for me is continue to show me what God has, showed up within you. Like, I ain't asking you to do nothing that you ain't already done. I think like me, creating the regulation and the practice in my own life is how I just gotta show up better. But if I'll be practical. I know you probably like, you ain't telling me to be.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be practical. Just check the table, man. You see something at the table, come something at the table, man.
Ask us for more, because some of us got storefronts you could sell your product in.
Yes,
some
shit
of us
like
got
that.
vending tables that you could have your
I don't know that stuff. You have to talk.
If you need 2 months off, some of us got other ways for you to sell what you got to sell. Ask for more.
Okay.
Ask us for more.
Not only in terms of business, in terms of just community. Okay. Just in terms of showing up for you, whatever that looks like. Yeah.
I just recently reached out to fight for some anger management classes. Now you may look at me like, oh yeah, I got it. But like you've been saying up there, like you don't really know your real life, like things that you really go through and things like that. So like that's just one of the things, like that's just like one of the, but you don't have to tell us today. You're gonna take me 2 months, but that's just an idea. I reached out to this free anger management classes, and maybe someone in the community, maybe the boxing. There's different resources out here. And I'm thinking it's like, maybe we don't know how to navigate resources or even navigate how
to interact.
Yeah, like to interact with each other. And I'm not really AI, but I came for years, But what I was about to say was with AI, what I don't want us to slip into is this machine, talking to these machines. Like, really, like you said, get uncomfortable and talk to those people. And you start talking to those people that you see on a regular basis. I know I don't, regularly see a lot of people, but start with those people you see on a regular basis and practice. Telling people what you need. Actually, just even maybe having free flow conversations about, damn, I got angry just because I spilled the spaghetti on the floor. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, whatever happened, telling a story about what happened with you, genuine, passing it, oh, well, I heard about this thing that's happening on you just never know what will come up. So, no pressure now, but during these 2 months, as you're thinking about this, even ways that we can support you in these 2 months while we give you your solitude, that we can support and help with, et cetera, et cetera,
That's why I asked you to come here, because I was trusting that I was going to get what you just gave me. That's why I'm looking like this, I'm like, I need
I'm great.
so thank you. Autumn. I ain't going to answer too many more, because I want to ask y'all some of these joints.
My question was about balance. You have a lot going on, and currently right now with everything I have going on, I'm trying to figure out how to balance everything without being in my own way of oh my God, is this too much? When you were talking about I was literally raised the same exact way. It was one or the other. I'm gonna overcare or I'm gonna beat you the fuck up. It's one or the other. It's
Gemini shit.
Yeah. So that's why I'm in this new space that I'm in right now. It's I'm kind of teetering on one of those things. Either I'm gonna knock all this shit over or I'm gonna just take everything all in all at once and do everything. And it's I know that both of those are unsustainable. So how do you figure out how to balance where you go, what you do, how you pour your energy and how much you pour your energy into the things you have going on?
I'm low-key about to draw Miss Michelle, because I know what room I'm in right now, but I'm going to keep it being with you. I'm talking to you. I don't believe in balance that way. I don't think that shit, when you really trying to grow something, because I see you've been outside lately.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know what's truly in your heart. If you like where you are and would like to sustain what you have going on, what's happening on GNC? If you want to sustain what you have, then find comfort in it. Find consistency in it. If you like doing what you're doing, how it is, then I think that's where balance maybe lives at, right? Pull in what you can, put out what you feel, let it flow. But if you want that shit to grow, there ain't no balance in that, right? She asked me a question earlier. If you have a task or a component of what you do that is exponentially more helpful than the other things you do that thing and cut the other shit, right? So it's I'll use myself as an example to make it very clear. If I walked outside right now and I stood on Lancaster Ave and I wanted to tell people about this event, I'm dependent on who walks down this street. And so, effectively, what I would call my reach is limited. So you could, we got some guerrilla marketers out here. Shouts out to the guerrilla marketers. You know what I'm saying? But it's objectively, not how I feel about it subjectively, not the dehumanization of our humanity and all that shit, or if I get on the ground and I say, yo, pull up the canvas, at least 300 to 1,000 niggas gonna see that shit now. What I'm saying to you is, you won't know what's working till it works, but you know it's not working, the shit that's not working. So you don't gotta keep asking, when's that gonna work? You know what I mean? We be doing stuff yo, if I just go to my 100th open, it'll work itself out. It's no, it's not. It's not gonna work itself out. You know what I mean? So work on the things that work until you get to where you want to go. I heard Russell say it today. I'm going to spend whatever it takes to win. So if it says, I need 30 people in this room and it's costing me $10 to get one person in this room, spend the 300. Stop asking questions. Spend the 300, and then when you don't got 30, keep spending money till you got 30, because that's your real number. I thought it was 300 people to get 30 people in the room, but it's really $500 of what I'm communicating. And so you're either going to spend more money or communicate better. But work on what works. I don't know, I can't help with balance in that way. that's not what got me here. But like when I do, what I associate with balance is just doing what I want to do. I don't know how to do what I'm supposed to do and do what I want to do. It's like I'm doing what I want to do or I'm doing what I have to do.
I love that answer.
I don't know. I was gonna move on, maybe next time.
Hey, please. Before you move forward, I just gotta address the energy space, right? So, what I wanna address here in this space, because I know what's up, girl. I think it's important as community and as healers that we are mindful of who we're talking to. Like when we're giving advice or suggesting things, being mindful and aware of who we're speaking to when we're prescribing certain things. Like when you go to doctors, we all go to doctors for the same thing. We may not get prescribed the same medicine, right? You know what I mean? So it's get to know the people and be more knowledgeable about how they are, why they are, and everything that you just spoke about, your past and your trauma and things like that. There are certain approaches that you have with certain people. It's all a formula. So everybody don't need the same type of energy, or everybody don't need the same type of advice or approach or ask for this, do this, that kind of forceful type of energy is not how you help people. You help people with love, and you love them in the way that they need to be loved, not in the way that you feel they need to be loved. So it's important that we really pay attention to the person and not just try to prescribe medicine. That's all I say.
Thank you, Dave. There was more. Okay, Michelle.
I was going over your presentation, by the way, is beautiful. And under build community, and we have our conversations constantly about community. And I just had a question: what does community really mean to you?
I just answered this to, I think I was talking to you or something. I was like, oh no, it was you. I was like, community to me means service. So in my mind, community is if A serves B and B serves C and C serves D, I don't need to serve me. That's what I think of community is showing up for myself is, I was hearing this from a Christianized pastor, and he was when they say love your neighbor, loving yourself was the prerequisite. We don't need to over-index on self-love. You can't love your neighbor without loving yourself. So when I'm saying service, it's I didn't forget about me in that, but I wrote in my journal today that I'm not discounting that you can forget yourself in service, right? So I don't think that's the objective of serving, and that's not the inevitability of serving, but when I think of community, I think of serving. Because then I know within the preconceived notion of what community means is that someone's serving me as well, not I'm the only motherfucker serving and nobody, So, and then,
so here's my question, just kind of bouncing off the sister who was talking about balance. I kind of see it the same way as you, it seems to be no sense.
Yo, this is my magazine, Still Growing, the brand, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be a part of if you want to be a part of a non-traditional healing journey, I'm not super into crystals. I wear crystals or whatever. I'm not super into shea butter and meditation and all of that. But I am in the act of liberating yourself mentally, right? That's what healing looked like for me. Getting more nature therapy, eating better, hanging around the right people. Building things and creating an outlet. So that's what the Still Growing movement is about. I created this magazine so that people can experience it and feel it in real life. We have a whole bunch of other dope products like hats and stuff like that and seasonal drops. So if you're interested in learning more, tap in.
stillgrowing.us. That's simple.
There's a couple, you were here, Wisha, all you guys been in the events that I have thrown, and it's all community driven for me. And it's not about just people showcasing their talent, it's more along the lines of showcasing who you are, what your brand is, what you build on, what you feel strongly about. Because our community is iron sharpens iron, right? In a world where everybody is, what have you done for me lately? It's full of people saying that they haven't really done anything for themselves, let alone anybody else. You know what I mean? So for me, still growing is constantly staying valuable to my community. And it starts with my family, right? My family's everywhere I go. My brother is here.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
right.
You mean when I pop out somewhere, I'm gonna have my family because I want to show you just how valuable I want to be to you through my family. I don't care what it is. I don't care what's going on. He'll call me because something wrong with his car. My sister, who's a big ass baby, will call me because a mouse died and she don't want to get the bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what it is. If I have something to offer, I'm going to give it. I don't care about a price. There's no price for me. I don't think about a price because the price that's great is not being able to help those that need it. You know what I mean? I don't care what it is. I want to have a community of people that can, feed each other and feed off of each other. I want us to be renewable. The biggest renewable resource for me is community. And you're only as strong as your community. You see what I'm saying? You could be Jay-Z, right? A mogul and everything else. But you ever stop to see what his village really is? Nobody pays attention to that, right? Nobody pays attention to that. Ho do this, ho do that, and I'm not knocking Ho. I'm not. He doing what he doing and he taking care of his. But it's the people that are the deepest in their community that I see as the most valuable asset in the world. Because when everything falls and everything crashes and the currency dies, bartering is going to be what happens. Bartering is going to be how we survive. And if we as a people cannot realize how valuable we ourselves are to each other, how are we going to see value in anything else? So what still growing means to me is consistently changing to be valuable to those around them.
Yeah, that was a good drawing. It made me think about a lot of the things what I was mentioning as well, and it reminded me what serving, really elaborate on, so I'm happy you said that. We're gonna take two more, and I wanna try to get anybody who hasn't, so, you wanna come over here? Yeah, there you go, right, yeah, big dog, good player.
Peace. I genuinely have this on my heart right now, and it's just really, really strong. Thank you for thinking about the pillar, the community, the intentions, having actions that match the intentions. And I just really feel called to speak life into you, to speak life into those who are listening. I have some things that I wrote down that I'm just reflecting on. And all the energy collectively in the room just really affirmed. So just to answer the question, and then I'll go into this, is that I believe still growing is about sharpening and stretching, and to know what season you're in at this current moment, whether you're being sharpened or whether you're being stretched. So just to go into that a little deeper, I think being stretched is affirming expansion, being able to go within and acknowledge the challenges and being able to embrace the art of becoming, and just standing in that ability to strengthen yourself, whether that's resilience or knowing your impact or your purpose. The aspect of sharpening, if you ask the pencil, what its experience is like being in the sharpener, it's losing parts of itself to be able to make a point. Mm-hmm. So there's parts of itself that is being shedded, at this moment, and being able to identify what are you shedding, so that way you can be more intentional about your actions and you can show up in the world as your true self, your embodiment of the I am. So yeah, one intent is just be the partners is that still growing as a continuous journey. So some of the things that I wrote down here are take ownership of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Speak with your heart, not your head, and trust God. Gratitude, resilience, determination, discipline, and grounding. Staying focused on the mastery of self and your reach the flow state. I want to be comfortable being me. We deserve to affirm our deep love and care, and to be of service is a gift. To be someone that somebody can count on is a blessing. Who do you want to be remembered as? We are always on display. You may be a role model, and you never know who you may influence, so lead by example. When you have it, everyone has it. It's okay to be challenged because you're reaching your full potential. This is where your soul glows. What you're praying for is already within you. Sowing seeds of love. Become a thermostat and not a thermometer. Don't let the room change you. You set the room. We're turning poverty into prosperity. The acorn does not need instruction and source. It nurtures and it provides. Lean on divine feminine and divine masculine balance. God's grace, because abundance is unlimited. Abundance is unlimited. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams. I trust the universe, so please give me patience, willpower, and guidance. Listen to your intuition. I am everything that I want to be. May you affirm that faith lives over worry. And may you allow yourself to affirm the space that is between your survival and your new beliefs. Asha.
That's why you did. I called you up first, before I called anybody.
I'm so grateful for the way you implement, space, and also just affirming like some of the things that we already doing. We already showing up.
I actually had something for you while I got you up here.
Like,
yeah, I wanted to blow you up. Yeah. But I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I ain't gonna do it.
Like, all great, all play for power.
We got one more. You know what I mean? Anybody want to share a story or something? All right, Nick hasn't been up here. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So my mission in life is to just help creative people take their ownership back, right? A whole bunch of industries have been built off of creative people's work, especially in hip hop. So I dedicated my life, my work, my intelligence, and everything that I have so that I can create a platform and a system, models, a mindset, principles that truly help creatives gain ownership, maintain ownership, and then pass it on. All of that good stuff, man. So I ain't gonna hold y'all up. This is my brand still growing. This is the entry point to learning more about how to take care of yourself and take care of the people around you with your creativity. So if you want to learn more, just check the link in the description or, wherever you got to do, man. Make sure you just come find me.
Summer that just passed, right? See me, I'm hyped. So this summer that just passed, yo. I'm about to blow you up. Sorry, you gonna catch me. So, yo, I went to Atlanta with Nick recently, right? We went to Invest Fest in Atlanta. So this is like this big business conference. And like initially, I had already made up in my mind I wasn't going, but then I got a voice memo from him and he was like, yo, we should just pull up. And matter of fact, we should just pull up. We should actually pop it and get a vending booth. I said, oh, word, nigga, you gonna get a vending booth? You wanna get a vending booth? I don't got no bread, but we gonna get this vending booth, right? So it's like, I swiped my credit card about it. I'm still paying that trip off, nigga. It was expensive. But it's like, one thing I learned being with Nick was like, yo, we could do anything we really want to do. Like, we really got, like, what you were just saying, like, the acorn ball, like, that really be all inside us for real. So shouts out to Nick, because Nick was one of the people who seen me working and was like, if I'm gonna go to Atlanta with anybody, I'm gonna call TJ. I didn't see that one coming. That's crazy, like, so you do your thing. I just had to, you know, like, you different, bro.
I appreciate you. I feel like that story ties into my answer about what still growing means to me. And the two words that come to my mind is exposure and experience. You know, you don't know what you don't know until you go out and find out. So to go through life and to continue growing, you gotta put yourself in those positions to learn the things that don't exist in your mind just yet. I remember from a podcast they talked about how exposure leads to experience, and experience leads to expansion. That's it.
Yeah, right, drops mic. When I went to go speak with 19 Keys, he came with me like, Nick be hitting them tricks with me. But I be hitting the road, it be Nick for real, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, like. So thank you, bro. I appreciate you every single time. So yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. That's the still growing session. I could have had bottles, I could have had hookah. But you know, we had conversation, you know. I do want to leave y'all with this. I do have a digital community that I will be pouring into over the next 2 months. Just give me an insight on like where.
So that was the conclusion. At the end of every episode, I want to encourage you all to make sure that y'all subscribe to the Substack like I did in the beginning or somewhere else in the video. But more importantly, like, this is because this is the only way that we making any money off this, man. I got off social media, not off of it, but off of putting all of my intentional energy on those platforms because you already know how it is there. And shoot, maybe you're watching this 10 years from now and you're hearing about the relic that once was, but neither here or there, man. I have a story that I want to share before I let y'all go, man. You know, prior to all of this, you know what I mean? I had come to Philadelphia because I wanted to become a creative. I did that. I became an artist through shows, hundreds of people, hundreds of vendors, hundreds of events later, right? And, you know, I decided to integrate the most intimate, personal parts of myself into the business, man. I wanted to show up holistically. Like, I was showing up 80% of the time and everything was seamless. Everything was being provided. But whether it was like my spirituality, my politics, my revolutionary efforts would always be put in the background because they made other people uncomfortable. But I wanted to use this platform and this opportunity in this space not to just be reckless or brazen, but to be intentional and articulate around like what it is that we're actually advocating for and what we're building. So I just wanted to leave y'all with that last message. And yeah, make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all stay tapped in. Join the Still Growing community. I'll see y'all next time, man.